Your birds need food, they need water, but they need air. And if you're going to take care of your birds, you're going to have to take care of these. We're not going to talk about wind speed, CFMs, or even static pressure today. We're going to talk about the transmission. Say what? Yeah, that motor is an engine. These blades are like the wheels. You got to transfer that power to these blades. So we're going to talk about the in-between, the transmitting of that. So we're going to basically talk about belts and pulleys. My friends at Georgia Poultry actually let me borrow a couple of things, and we're just going to show a few things. So I've got a big fan pulley here, and I've got two basic belts. Now you got your regular belt, and then you've got these little slotted belts, which, as I understand, is basically like Ford and Chevy. Some people love them, some people love these. So just want to kind of throw that out there. Some people actually believe that this may have more grip. Some say this has more grip because you got more surface area contacting the pulley. I don't know. That's up to you. Try them, feel them out, but whatever. We want to talk about how they fit or ride in the pulley. Because I think sometimes we think, well, hey, if it's sitting down in there good and snug, then it's doing its job. But actually, the best way to tell if a pulley is where it needs to be is when that thing is in there, because it's not actually going to ride. If you'll see that V, it's not going to touch all the way down into there. You don't necessarily want it to. That's not how this circumference and ratio and speed is designed. It's designed to ride up high in the pulley and fit down good and snug. So when you put your belt in there, you should actually see a little bit of a raise, almost an even right there. If you start getting it going further down in there, one of two things has happened. Either your belt's gotten a little narrow, it's worn a little bit, or you can actually have that the pulley is actually wearing more of a U. So you see the V, but if it starts wearing into a U, now you've got a little less friction, so it's not able to grab on it. It starts getting slick, and you're going to start losing some fan speed through that right there. So you want to keep an eye on this. So that's what we're going to talk about, some things that maybe create that or what to look for. It is actually said that if you, a loose belt or a belt that's not fitting the way it should could actually lose as much as 25% in capacity. Now, that's big, and are you going to say that every belt that's, not tight or whatever is going to 25? No, but if you even lose 5%, this is the life. I mean, how many of you had birds die because they got hot, overheated? Airflow is important. I mean, you've got to get it moving. So that is important, is as much capacity as possible. Not only are you going to lose capacity, you may be in the middle of the night, experience what this fan experienced. The grower came up and this fan is not running. Why is that? Because that belt got worn out. He didn't do his job. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what the deal was. But either way, we got a great example of a busted belt that just came off. What would you say that lose that, 100% capacity? Yeah. How long can your birds stand to lose 100% capacity on a fan? Not very long. So there's some reason to kind of stay on these things and look at them. So you got a worn out belt, you got a worn out pulley that you need to pay attention to. But another thing can also be the tension in that belt. You got a belt that's slapping and flapping around and it's liable to jump off the pulley, but if nothing else, it's losing its efficiency as well. So there are some things you can do. Many of you probably have a tensioner. This is a little fancy one that Georgia Poultry also gave me. It actually has a Zerk fitting, which means sometimes you may have an old tensioner and it gets kind of froze up a little bit, the bearing in there, but if you give it a good shot in there, which, by the way, if you refer back to our motors video, we talked about how you can over-grease Zerk fittings. So be gentle with it, maybe a pop every now and then, but this is another big thing that can help you. Tensioner, put it on there. This one also has a cap, which I think protects the bearings actually. In fact, talking about bearings, you can actually see on this one, this fan is cleaned, it has been washed, but you'll notice something. the actual tensioner is dirty. And the reason for that is because if you're going, you need to be careful, because if you're going to blast and shoot pressurized water into that right there, you're going to start deteriorating your bearings. So you need to kind of think about that too. Do need a clean fan because, hey, shutters that are dirty with feathers on them, I saw on the UGA poultry ventilation site that you can lose as much as 20% airflow by having dirty shutters. So clean fan shutters are important. So be careful on your tensioner pulley, but that is a good one. Because I have seen where people who don't have a tensioner on their line, what they'll do is, your motor mount does have an adjustment. So you can loosen the bolts and tighten it down. And because you don't want to change a pulley or you don't want to change a belt, we start cranking, get that pry bar, putting some leverage on there. Next thing you know, you're trying to get the tension out of there by putting some leverage and then bolt it down. Here's another problem that happens in that. It's very important to keep that pulley alignment. Not just make sure they're running like you replace this pulley, but you come on with another pulley, and you may actually need to buy a laser alignment tool. Because as much as you want to think you can look at it and eye it up really good, you may be off. And you don't need to be off, because now you're going to wear out that belt, even if it is just the slightest bit off. The other thing it's talking about is when you start putting leverage on a motor to try to take out, you know, some situation or tension because you don't really want to go to the extra effort to do what needs to be done, you'll start getting that crank, and it'll actually be out of a line like that. The pulley will be out of line. Now you're starting to wear on the bearings in the motor. But man, we go through these motors so fast. Well, it could be because you're doing some things that you shouldn't, maybe ought to be doing. I don't know. Motors are motors these days, I don't know. But there's just some things to think about. So getting your pulleys in alignment, making sure that you got some kind of tension on there, making sure your belt's sitting right in the pulleys. Those are some things that you really need to stay on to if you're going to keep this going good. Another thing that we kind of have a tendency to do might be to up the pulley size. Okay, well, I need a little more airflow, so I'm going to make I'm going to go from a 2.5 to a 2.8 inch pulley. I get it. You're probably going to use some more speed. Probably going to maybe get some more airflow, but what happens is, to go from a 2.5 inch drive pulley on your motor to a 2.8 inch, you're going to increase by about 10% your airflow. What it does though is it increases your power usage by about 33%. So now that 1 horsepower motor that was able to do its job really well, you're going to need a horse and a half to do that. And if you don't, what you're going to do is burn up a motor. And now you're going to be what? 100% decrease in capacity. So there's a lot of things to think about. And I realize that. And what is the main problem with doing maintenance is, do you have time? Well, as my buddy Jason Jackson says, if you don't make time for maintenance, maintenance is going to make time for itself. I'm not even sure that's exactly what he says, but the idea, you get it. So, and that's what's going to happen is, we want to get through and go, well, I ain't got time right now, so let's do a quick fix. I got a great example right here. I'm going to step over here. I see these Facebook posts on the commercial growers pages, and people are losing their religion because they can't get a pulley off a shaft, whether it's an auger or whatever. But this is a common nightmare. So that is a pain in the neck to get off. Little secret that you can use. Little stuff called anti-seize. Now, you got to be careful of it, or else you're going to end up looking like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. It'll be all over you. But just a little dab will do you. But if you're about to change out pulleys, I don't care if it's on your shaft for your fan or if it's your motor pulley shaft on the motor, a light, just get it on there so that in a year, if you do a yearly maintenance, or maybe it's in 2 years when you've got to replace that, and you're going, oh man, it's on the calendar, and you're dreading it like going to the doctor. I got to get that flipping pulley off that shaft. Honey, and there's something we can do. Anyway, this should make your job a little easier. So the more we can make maintenance easy, the more likely it is that we're going to do it. So there's some things that I hope that'll help. It's a little longer than I usually get into, but hopefully these were some helps. If nothing else, they might be reminders. But I tell you, a good resource for you to go check out is UGA's, and they're in our hometown, so I'm promoting them, is their poultry ventilation website. It's poultryventilation.com. A lot of good tips, a lot of things that you can learn from that. So, hope that helps. If there's anything we can do to help you, give me a call, 1-800-608-3755, or email me at alan@southlandorganics.com. And remember, take care of those fans. Hey, if this video is a help, you're enjoying it, getting something out of it, make sure to give us a like, thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe.